Hey guys, TvK Harvest here, bringing you the latest and the greatest from the virtual killers. This is a Demon Moab gameplay. You guys haven't met him yet. He's a relatively new addition to the clan, along with some of the other guys. And I think his setup is he's using the G36 Scavenger, Assassin, Marksman, and on his G36 he has a silencer and kick. He's using assault, as you see, and he's gonna get a Moab. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. It might ruin the surprise. Now, talking to a couple of our viewers, they said they wanted to hear like maybe a story. Now, this isn't like story time, like little kid story time, but like interesting stuff. And you know, I speak English well. I really sound American. I am American, but I grew up in yeah. I fast forward a couple bits here just because he's having trouble finding someone. He's just calling in his assault streaks. But I grew up in Papua New Guinea, which is in Asia Pacific. It's an island above Australia. And if you don't believe me, my mom actually has a website at vanaria.org. That's VANARIA.org, and you can go check out some pictures and some short clips that she threw together. Tell people about what we do. But yeah, I grew up over there. It's literally like an island the size of I think Texas and California combined. And I can't remember what the population is there, but it's really not that big. And there's like over like 800 languages there that are distinct. That's not dialects. Now people don't believe that. People find that really hard to believe. I think next close like India with like 66 or something. But I speak 3 languages, and I count English as a language. And I speak Mesem and Tokbishin. And Mesem is one of the trade languages there. That's the one in my village where I grew up. It's a tribal language. I think there's like 3,000 people in my language group. And then Tokbishin is the trade language, which is a language that like everyone speaks. So not everyone actually. Kids who live deep in the jungle don't speak it because they don't have exposure to other people who speak it. But yeah, most people speak that. A lot of people want to know what it sounds like, so I'm going to say a little bit. Ga'aslam means you're a great guy in Mesem, and Uraitman is you're a great guy in Tokbishin. So yeah, that's a little bit about where I grew up, and yeah, I have tons of crazy stories. It's like it's really different over there. Like, first of all, like I say Asia Pacific, so everybody thinks they're Asian, but they're not. They're black, and they're actually like they're proud of, like, if you look at a guy and say he has a big nose, I know he's from like the Highlands or something. They're proud of that. They're proud of that. Or you can tell by his skin or by his hair that he's from this island or that island. That they're proud of that. That's sort of like, what's that? Not racial bias. What am I trying to say? That's sort of just judging someone by their looks is actually something people take pride in, and they even take pride in their ability to be good at telling where other people are from. And yeah, so it's different over there. And like, I mean, they have problems with like rascals, which sounds not like a big deal, but a rascal's like, he's like a thug, but a little bit different. Like once me and my dad were coming back from the city called Goroka. Actually, we were leaving Goroka going to another city, Kainantu. And on the way there's this Asian guy driving, and he was in a bus. And the thing is, when me and my dad drive in our pickup truck, we used to always give people rides, so we didn't have problems with rascals. They knew us, they knew we helped their families and that kind of thing, so they didn't hold us up, which means come out with guns and take our crap, because we helped everybody. We were nice people. Now, this Asian guy didn't drive up in this area. He was a great guy, nice guy too, but they didn't know him. So when he came down in a white van that looked nice, they just popped right out the bushes. This guy walked out in the middle of the road, facing the other direction, and what did he do? And then so our driver, this Asian guy, was afraid he was gonna hit this dude, so he hit the brakes, and then the guy pulled out a gun and aimed it at him. And I'm in the back seat, and I go flying in the seat in front of me, and I'm like, what's going on? I look up in the front, and I'm looking down the barrel of a gun, like he's aiming at the driver. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, what's going on? And this guy who was driving just pulled out, he had like $25 equivalent in his pocket and just handed it to the guys because he was ready for this. He had the rest of his money in his pocket. But my dad, never, having to worry about being held up, had all his money in his wallet. And so this kid with the machete was also there. There were 2 guys. He came around the window, put the knife up my dad's neck, was like, give me your money, give me your wallet. That's what the kid said. And my dad was like, no, I'll give you my money, I won't give you my wallet. And the kid had the knife on my dad's neck, but when my dad said that, he could tell how my dad spoke the language and everything, that my dad was from around. So he was like, alright. It's like, that's fine. And then he came out the windows and started looking at me, and the guy with the gun kept his eyes on the driver. Now, I kid you not, we're literally like 300 feet from a police station, up the hill and around the corner, so they couldn't see what was going on. And this kid with the bush knife comes up and he starts banging on the windows, and he's looking at me. And at first I was like waving my hands like, I don't have any money, I don't have any money. I didn't. But then I could tell he was looking at my phone and my iPod. And I look back down at my stuff, and I look back up at it. And I start shaking my hands like, I don't have any money. And I wanted to act like I didn't know what he was talking about, because I didn't want to give him my iPod and my money. And eventually the guy, you see Demon calls in the Moab, and eventually, you know, they took off. We came out, we went to the cop station, and like 3 weeks later, the leader of that gang was actually killed. But you know, let's try. Tell us if you guys like this commentary, and yeah, we'll get back to you. Thanks a lot.